Viewer discretion is advised.
Boom, perfect timing.
John Yadalahi went to the Inner Richmond police station of the San Francisco Police Department to file a report after his vehicle was broken into on Christmas Day. When he arrived, he noticed a woman asking an officer of the San Francisco Police Department, now identified as Colby Austin, for help. Instead of helping her, Officer Austin is dismissive, rude, and overtly aggressive. Mr. Yadalahi decided to intervene when he heard Officer Austin falsely state his badge number as 123 in response to the woman's request. Officer Austin would demand on multiple occasions for Mr. Yadalahi to leave the police station so he could speak with the woman in private. When the woman cries out that she does not feel safe being in private with Officer Austin, Mr. Yadalahi disregards his own safety and refuses to leave the woman alone with the officer. Back in October of 2020, I had the opportunity to interview Mr. Yadalahi about the entirety of his case, and this is what he had to say.
My name is John Yadalahi. It's a tough one to pronounce. So it was Christmas Day that I was working in 2019 at the hospital. Got off work and came home and parked my car and had work the next couple of days as well. So I got back to my car the next morning, the next night after I got home from work, and noticed that it was like smashed and the windows were broken and somebody had finally broken in. I'd been in the city for like 6 years and that was my first car break-in. So I felt like I went long enough. It was bound to happen. So, your initial response is go to the police station, report it, not expecting anything to actually happen or come of it, but just to have it on record. There were some controlled medications that were stolen that were prescribed to me. So I figured it'd be at least good to have that, recognize that there was controlled substances now on the street. So went to the station in the Inner Richmond district of San Francisco and just tried to file my report, started talking to them, and they suggested that I do it online because it would be easier for me and for them. So I said, that's fine. This is the 26th of December, possibly the 27th. It's been a while. So the next day at work, I had on my lunch break and on some downtime, tried filing it online twice, and it kept timing out like towards the end. So I didn't get to submit it. I kind of dropped a couple hours on that. So I decided after work that day, I would just go back to the station and file in person. And that's the day of the incident that went down, which is, I guess, the 28th. So I got to the station about like 5:15 or so, and as I walked in, the woman in the video was already there, and she was at the front desk trying to file her complaint. I don't want to get into her details too much, but it was all above board to me. And immediately when I got in there, it felt off, the way she was being treated, and just very dismissive from the behalf of the police officer. And then she's also being held by a PSA, a public service aide, I think it is. So, I got in there, I sat down and waited my turn, and the PSA excused herself from the situation to come out and kind of get me started in my paperwork, which she did. And so I was filling it out. And in the interim, the officer in question started talking with her, and talking is maybe an overstatement, but more talking at her is how I perceived it. So I was filling out my report, and things were, escalating a little bit, but not anywhere to the degree that we see in the video. And then I heard the 123 badge number thing. She had requested his badge number or his star number, and his response was it's 123, which he said a couple of times. And unless he got really lucky, I felt like that wasn't his real badge number. And I know that, law enforcement officers are obligated to share their badge number when requested by a citizen. And to me, that was an egregious act to lie knowingly twice to a civilian. So, I intervened, I think, appropriately, and just said, I think that's not your badge number. What is your proper badge number? And it's kind of fuzzy, but I think he may have told us then or kind of shrugged it off. I'm not certain what his immediate response was. And I sat back down and continued to fill out my report. And it was around this time that he continued to sort of be dismissive of her, not really acknowledge what she was saying. Granted, there was a language barrier, which is clear. So ultimately, he walks into the lobby, and that's about when he turns on his body cam. Some of the footage I received was redacted for some reasons that were, I think, appropriate. But, he started telling her that, she was having a mental health crisis and she was unstable. And this may be a false memory, but I'm pretty certain that he said, it appears you're a danger to yourself or to others. And so that's when I, again, vocalized my concern and said, I don't, as a healthcare provider, I don't believe that to be the case. And I should clarify, I'm not a mental health provider. I'm mostly actually work on swallowing disorders. It falls within our scope, but we do also work on cognition and communication. So, I stepped in and said that calmly, casually, like nothing over the top. And that's sort of when we start seeing the video come into play. And then he says, okay, evaluate her. Tell me what's wrong. And we can all see that in the video.
I wouldn't say it's a...
So I was telling
Okay, would you like to do okay, here, you go ahead. Here, I'll sit down. You can do a mental health evaluation for me. Go ahead.
Well, I feel like...
Go ahead. You can run through the questions. What do you do for the hospital?
I'm a speech and language pathologist.
It's okay, so you're not a nurse, you're not a doctor, you're not a medical professional.
I am though.
Okay, then please do the if you can do the mental evaluation for me, if you could.
No, I don't need a mental evaluation.
I believe you do.
No, I'm just telling. I'm just explaining.
Okay, can you please go through it for me? That'd be great.
I can hear.
You need consent from where? What do you mean consent?
To participate in a cognitive evaluation.
Okay, cool, yeah.
And that's obviously not appropriate. One, there was no indication for it. She wasn't having there was no cognitive impairments being demonstrated to me. Two, it's not my place to evaluate a person who is in a public place and hasn't consented. And it's not right, or it doesn't fall within my scope to do that. But I think what is within my scope as a human is to recognize this sort of behavior that he was conducting himself with and the stress that she was under, which I think we would all do. So I won't belabor the points that are in the video, but, it goes through and the arrest occurs.
But why are you leaving me?
All right, could you just give us a minute? Could you go outside, please?
Yeah, where should I fill out?
You can fill it out outside.
But I haven't finished talking.
Please go outside, sir.
Why? No.
No, because I need to talk to you.
No.
It's okay. It's okay. You can go outside.
No. I don't want.
Then you can talk to him outside then.
No. Why? Why do you need me to leave?
Sir, time to go.
No, but why?
Let's go. Come on, let's go. I need to talk to her. Let's go.
No, I feel treated.
It's okay. We need to speak in private, so
Sir, I feel like
I need
she's...
your name.
let's go.
Sir,
I need to speak to you in private. I need to speak to her in private. Let's go.
Please don't touch me.
Okay, let's go.
With all due respect...
I need your name, and I need you to...
I'd like to help you.
I haven't, but I don't need your help. I'm telling him now.
Sir, can you please leave?
No.
Can I speak with her
If
outside?
you're not, I will arrest you for trespassing. So I need to speak with her in private.
No, but I need, because I don't feel safe. I don't feel safe.
Let's do this. Walk to the counter. Let's
No,
walk to the counter. I will
need
do.
his phone number.
I'm doing your report right now.
I need his, why do you, no.
See, you're making this worse.
No.
You are making this
I
worse.
need your phone number. Can you please give me your phone number?
It's 20... I can type it in for you.
It's
I'm here with you.
Okay.
I'm not trying to make this difficult for you.
You're making this much worse.
I'm just trying to be a good ally.
Okay, you're not helping at all.
I'm helping...
You're not helping at all. I'm asking you to leave. Okay, your name is John Yadalahi. Okay, I'll make sure I contact Sutter Health and give them the video. Because I'm asking you to leave a police station and you're not.
But why are you asking him to leave?
Because I need to have a conversation with you in private.
No, I don't want to be in private.
Okay.
I don't feel safe to be in private
Okay.
with you.
Well then that's just how it's
No,
going to go.
I'm- why-
Yes or no? Do you want me to write the supplemental report or not?
Why didn't you let me tell you?
You are having a mental crisis right
I'm
now.
not having a mental crisis.
You are having mental crisis
Why do you?
because you're all over the place. You are mentally unstable.
So are you?
So are you going to leave or
not?
not?
You're a professional. So can you tell me that I'm having why?
Yes, because I've trained to do that. I'm about to call you an ambulance to have them assess you. Would you like that, or would you like to do the report?
Why are you going to call?
Okay, I'm calling an ambulance. They're going to assess you.
Complaining. So I don't want to talk to you right now.
Okay. Well, so that's the thing is
Okay.
you're in the
I
police
don't
station.
want to talk
No.
to
Listen.
you right now.
If you'd like,
So I
if you're in the police station, you're in the police station. So just again, John. So I'm asking you for the last time to leave. Okay, just to confirm you are not leaving.
I would like her to go with me.
Okay, no, that is not okay. Just to confirm you are not leaving.
I will stay with her.
Okay, so you are. I'm giving you a lawful order, and you are defying that order. So at which point I'm going to write a report, and you will be under arrest. I will not put you in handcuffs right now, but I am going to arrest you. Do you understand?
I do.
Okay, so that is fine. You'll be okay with that?
I'm not okay with it.
Then
Okay, that's fine. So you can leave. I'm just trying to do a report. You're making things worse.
That's not what you told me. You said.
I never said
you
that.
Say, bye. Do you have cameras?
I do have cameras, and I have a camera right here.
No. You have cameras. So what you say,
So-
hey, bye.
So if you-
why are you?
Yes or no? Do you want a supplemental report?
Why are you asking me to leave?
See, look, I'm asking her to give her police service.
Okay, can I have your name? I write his name.
Go grab the sergeant.
Yeah, I write his name.
Can
And I ask for
I
his.
share something with you? It sounds like, I know that you're frustrated, I'm sorry. It sounds like he's offering to do the additional part to your report. I know it's difficult right now, but I think he wants to help you.
Because he's.
I understand, but I want you to get the help you need as well through this. And I feel like if you say yes and listen to him, it will make it easier for you as well. I don't want you to go through more suffering than you already have gone through. And I can be here for you. I can be outside for you.
But look at his face. He's mad.
But I understand.
Just because I'm asking
But
for
See, this person is not in a mentally right state. You were wrong, sir. Okay, all right.
And then I asked for his number, and he said 1, 2, 3, and I said, can I see it? And he said, yes, it's here. Then I could realize that it's not 1, 2, 3, and I asked him, no, that's not your number.
So would you
Then
like
I
me to do the
told him,
report or not?
He went away.
I understand, but he's asking you now if you are okay with him finishing the report for you. He'll get your information and do.
Hey, this woman here is AMS. She keeps asking us for reports. She's going over and over again. She's screaming. She's yelling. I asked this gentleman to leave because he's interfering with my investigation. So at which point, I'm going to do a 148 for this guy. It's on camera and everything. But I called her an AMS for a hospital. We're trying to do a report. She won't let us. She's completely 800.
No, it's... Okay, can I talk?
Who is this guy?
So he's just a guy that's sitting there, but he just was just sitting down. Then he interfered. While I'm trying to talk to her, get the information, he's basically saying, "Hey, I'm not going to follow directions." Like he's interfering with my investigation. He's talking over me.
No, I asked
Do we have
him.
anything going on here? Do I need my body cam on or?
Yeah, everything needed on. Okay, here's a sergeant. If you'd like to speak with him.
So, this guy's something else. He's
Yeah, he's gonna. Yeah, many times.
I let you talk. Can I talk to you now?
Sure.
Are you going to allow me to talk?
Go ahead.
Okay. So I have
Sorry,
a
let me see your driver's license.
I would like to add some things.
To me, as a speech pathologist, I think about communication and there being communicative disorders and communication differences. And this was clearly a difference. There was nothing wrong with her communication style. It's just not her primary language. The most unfortunate thing, aside from literally everything that followed, is that I noticed that, and you'll see it in the video too, to the right of where the front desk is, where I'm standing there towards the end, when I'm being spoken to by the cop, there's an interpreter phone, a two-way interpreter phone right there. And it was never once utilized. And it's something that we use all the time in the hospital with patients and family members who don't speak English, because it's an obligation and they need access to not just healthcare, but also to these services. So in retrospect, that was a huge oversight and could have helped everything, I think. Treating somebody in their primary language is an obvious step, but was never considered.
And I was asking you, can I do this? I want to mention this and
Is this being recorded?
This is being recorded.
We can do
Will I have
that.
access to the video?
Yes. Well, it's going to be in arrest reports. So what I'm going to do is this video and everything that's going on, I'm going to forward it to the district attorney office, and then Sutter Health CPMC, I'm going to call them to make sure they that you claim that you were a medical health professional, that you were going to treat her. So
Why are you going to help him if I'm still talking to you? I still need help.
and is it true? I asked you numerous times that I can conduct my investigation with her in private, and you denied it.
Approached me and he told me,
Yes.
okay, bye.
Why did you deny that?
She stated that she was in fear to be alone by herself.
She was in fear to be alone by herself. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you felt like that was appropriate to interfere in a police investigation?
I felt like it was appropriate to support a fearful citizen.
Okay. So, but you understand you were interfering? You understand you violated 148A1 of the penal code?
I do not understand.
Okay. I told you that numerous times that you were violating, and I told you you were going to be under arrest, and you said that was okay.
I did not not say it was.
You did. It's on camera. So I did tell you you're going to be under arrest, and you said, quote, that's fine.
I did not say that.
You did say that. So. Alright, there you go. So this will be forwarded to the district attorney and to your job as well.
Do you want to forward it to UCSF as well? I work there too.
Sure. Who's your boss? Here, just give me our phone number. I'll just give him a call right now.
Okay, my manager?
Yeah, sure.
You'll call them right here?
Sure.
Okay, sure. I can give you a phone number.
So yeah, so this woman, she's in here. I'm not sure if she's under narcotics or if she's just having a mental crisis or something that's going on. She keeps talking in circles, doing the same thing. I think she's under the influence of narcotics, but there's nothing that we can really do to talk to her. She's just talking in circles. She's screaming, she's crying. I'm not sure.
He asked him to leave. I told him to.
All right, what's her phone number?
You're looking at what I'm looking.
Sure. And then, so you claimed earlier that you're qualified to do these medical examinations. Are you a doctor or
No,
what?
I'm a speech pathologist.
So what is your training in that?
I have a master's degree.
You have a master's degree. So what is your certification or anything like that? Are you
Certificate of Clinical Competency, Speech Language Pathology.
okay? And so that allows you
To conduct cognitive evaluations.
what kind of cognitive evaluations?
Formal cognitive
Like what?
evaluations. Some of the names.
No, like what do you do?
I assess.
So you can provide medical aid to people.
Yes.
Okay, so you can make you can when you talk to people you can give diagnoses and you can prescribe medicine and you can do all that kind of stuff.
Prescribe medication. I can diagnose severity of mental impairment. Yes.
Like what?
Cognitive impairment.
Like what?
What I don't understand.
Like what would you?
Memory impairments, attention impairments, altered mental status. Absolutely.
Okay, sounds good. And you didn't believe anything was going on here?
I believe that she was under emotional distress.
So you believe she was under emotional stress. So even though she's under distress, I called an ambulance for her. You continue to interfere.
I was not interfering.
You were interfering. I told you you were
To
interfering.
my understanding, I did not feel like interfering. I felt it was safe for her safety.
For her safety.
Yeah, her state of fear of being alone by herself.
Oh, okay. And then what do you mean safety? That I was going to hurt her?
No, she was fearful.
So safety as in your personal safety.
Personal safety, yes, sir.
So that would be like, someone being injured.
Psychologically or physically, yes.
No, physically.
I don't say that, no.
Okay. So
I don't think she was in risk of being physically injured by you, no.
okay, sounds good. Thanks.
Am I under arrest?
What's that?
Am I under arrest?
Well, you are. So you're not going to be in handcuffs or anything. But I'm writing a report. It's documented. You're under arrest. So you're free to go. But what's that?
I'm here filing a report.
Okay, sounds good. But yeah, you just so you know, you were under arrest, and in the report it's going to be an arrest record and all that kind of stuff. Okay. There it is.
4316.
4316.
Officer Austin.
But apparently you guys hear 1, 2, 3. So that's fine.
I heard that too.
Oh, you heard that from across the room through
Yes.
bulletproof glass.
I swear to God, yes.
Oh, you did. Oh, okay. All right, sounds good. You're getting a citation.
How do I file a complaint?
You can, like I said, you can file it for the forms, or you can file it with our sergeant.
I would love to do that.
Oh, you'd love to do that? Okay, sounds good.
What is this citation you said?
This is going to be for 148A1, which is resisting, delaying, interfering with the police investigation.
Did it switch from a citation to an arrest?
It's still an arrest, but I talked to my sergeant because they need to improve our charges for us. So when I talked to him, instead of forwarding it to the DA, which I could do, we figure since you're here and since you admitted to interfering, that we're just going to just cite you right
Okay,
here.
but I did not interfere.
You did, but that's fine. Have you ever been arrested before?
Nope.
First time?
Yep.
She already has his phone number, but
We're just gonna put this in the right
May I
the next
answer her? Yeah, sure. Okay.
So I don't need to say.
I gave it to you. I'll write it down for you too. I saw. Yes, I saw everything. I was here. Do some reading. We'll talk about it. I'll write my number down for you.
okay, sir. So just so you know, you're under arrest for obstructing and delaying my investigation. So I'm trying to give this woman, investigator, her crime that's going on, okay? Also, I noticed there was some kind of medical thing. You claimed that you could give medical services when indeed you could not. I asked you to leave. You did not leave.
I disagree.
I asked you numerous times. You're not a doctor, right?
I'm not a doctor.
You're not a doctor. I asked you numerous times
I
to
will
leave.
say-
Hold on. I asked you numerous times to leave. I let you know that you would be under arrest, and you said that's fine.
I did not.
You did. It's going to be on camera. So you said that's fine. You said that numerous times. I even told you you were under arrest.
I did not say that.
I even told you you were under arrest. Okay. So for those reasons, okay, you made the situation much worse.
Okay.
For those reasons, you're under arrest. So sign right here. That's your court date. Sign right here.
Was there a reason why you were grabbing your handcuffs when I was right here when you were sitting next
Well, yeah, there was. I was going to put you in handcuffs. I was going to bring you in the station, but it ended up I had my sergeant right here. I didn't need to do any further investigation.
You repeatedly said I would not be handcuffed.
I did, but it also I said I was just going to forward this to the DA at first. But no, we're decided to go with the
It
citation.
felt like intimidation to me.
Okay,
my
that's fine. Duly noted. Also, you could say it's probably intimidation that I'm trying to speak to a victim here, and you're standing behind me, refusing to leave the station, give us privacy.
I was never one.
So that was the reason why I told you to leave, is because I believe you were intimidating us.
Okay, I was in front
Okay,
of you.
so sign right here.
And this is to say that I will be...
You will be appearing in court. And you'd like me to contact your supervisor about
You
this?
can do whatever you want.
Okay. I mean, you gave me the information, so you'd like me to? Okay.
Yeah, I think she'd be proud of me
She'd be proud of you for getting arrested? Okay.
for standing up for a civilian, yes.
Okay. Here you go. Here's your...
Although clearly a false arrest, Mr. Yadalahi explained to me that after talking to the sergeant on scene and realizing the severity of the charge against him, in his own words, he became extremely emotional. You see, as a speech pathologist in California, not only are you studying your chosen field of expertise for years, you're also required to hold a special license to practice. This is what Mr. Yadalahi was concerned about. To obtain the license, you need a clean criminal record, so being charged with a misdemeanor was potentially going to destroy his career and livelihood.
Would you like to talk here or outside?
I would feel more comfortable to be away from Mr. Austin.
Austin. Yeah. What's your name?
I'm John.
John. Just want to preface this by saying I wasn't here.
Yeah.
I was called out by the police service aide. I don't know what's going on.
It just really fucking, excuse me, it really sucks that two people who were victims of crimes, she was hit in her car, from my understanding, I don't know, my car was broken into, are now leaving as victim, as criminals, essentially. Also I've been threatened to lose my job, over trying to help a civilian in a professional and a humane capacity. I feel like the female officer was witness to a lot of this as well. I'm sorry, is this a misdemeanor?
So,
Did I lose my license?
it's a misdemeanor at this point. Look, listen, I believe, John, hear me out. You have to be convicted. This goes to court, John. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It goes to court. So, like I said, all that will unwrap. The judge will make a decision. You don't lose your license. Correct me if I'm wrong. You don't lose your license if you're not convicted.
No.
Yeah.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I would call your supervisor and explain to her what happened. You're trying to help her. What you just told me, right? So, that's that. This is not a conviction, right? You're not convicted of a misdemeanor, right? As of now, record's still clean. You have your court date, and you'll go. But like I said, just give them a call first. We'll see if you even have to appear,
Okay.
right? Because it's just a misdemeanor. And then we'll go from there. All right, John?
Yeah, thank you.
I found at that point that on the citation, it was for a misdemeanor charge, which to my understanding in my field is enough for me to lose my license. And it was at that point that I became extremely emotional, not yelling, but just kind of lost it and started crying, because that's, my livelihood. I went to school for, 7 years for that. And it was, it caused some serious psychological anguish, I would say. And, I got therapy, which is, I think everybody should have therapy, but it's incredibly helpful. But it really, really weighed on me. And, to this day, it's been almost a year. And every time I see a cop, every time I hear a siren, I'm still like, whoa. And, prior interactions with cops have always been like a human for the most part. I was never treated less than. So, it was a very painful situation. And just to hear her and the fact that she went there for help as a citizen and was ultimately treated as a criminal is unforgivable to me, and now has this, I would imagine, very rational, very realistic fear of these people who are supposed to serve and protect. And I can't imagine her going back to a police station the next time she's a victim of a crime, because then she'll be a victim of another crime. So yeah, it was not great. She, again, I won't speak to her too much because I want to respect her privacy, but we've conversed, and we're still in contact. So anything that I can do to support her will be done. And it's been a weird year, man.
In the end, the charges against John Yadalahi were dismissed and expunged from his record. As for Colby Austin, shortly after this incident, Mr. Yadalahi would be made aware that Colby Austin was no longer employed with the San Francisco Police Department.
My personal take on it was just that the reason why I chose to remain involved and step in is, I think, multifaceted. But one is that I think that we as citizens have an obligation to help each other. And it wasn't anything to do with being like a healthcare provider. I think it was about being another human, but also recognizing that, as I mentioned earlier, like the idea of privilege is very real. And I knew that in the moment. And there's two ways to use it. And by not using it, that's choosing one of the two ways. So I think I knew that I was not at risk for being killed, which not everybody can say. So utilizing that, I think is important. And I implore people who are in similar positions to try to consider doing the same if things are safe enough. And again, just for the protection of ourselves, because as we can see, it's not an equal playing field. And the best thing that we can do is to just do good. And I think if we do good, we'll do well.